Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to help you get well-informed, fast, by unpacking some really intriguing ideas. And today, wow, we're plunging into a topic that, well, it really challenges how most of us think about money, the core idea. That being broke might be less about your bank balance and, more about the actual programming in your mind.
Exactly. It's a big concept to wrap your head around.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit, because the material we went through, it makes a really compelling case. It suggests money isn't just, dollars and cents.
Yeah.
It's more like a reflection of your underlying mental framework.
Yeah, your internal software, so to speak.
What really struck me was this idea, you could just stumble into a massive fortune, like win the lottery.
Right, at the classic example.
If you've got that limiting mindset, the odds are actually pretty high you'll lose it all.
It happens all the time.
But then flip that. You start with absolutely nothing, zero. But you cultivate the right mental approach, and you can build, serious wealth.
It's definitely counterintuitive, isn't it?
It really is.
And what's so fascinating digging into the material is just how profound that internal programming actually is. Our deep dive really surfaces this maybe challenging truth.
Yeah, it can be confronting.
That behind a lot of financial struggle, there are often these really deep, maybe even unconscious beliefs. Beliefs about whether you're worthy or capable of having wealth.
So it's not just bad luck or the economy.
Well, those things play a role, obviously. But the sources strongly suggest it's not primarily about external factors like luck or even, say, your education level. Instead, the research highlights how these persistent internal stories we tell ourselves.
Like those little voices.
Exactly, those quiet whispers saying, oh, I'm not worthy, or I'll just never be properly secure financially. They can subtly but really powerfully sabotage your actions, your opportunities.
Okay, so that leads to a big question then. If these internal narratives are so powerful, how do they even get there? And crucially, how do we start to, identify them and maybe shift them?
Yes, exactly.
And that's precisely our mission for this deep dive. We're going to explore how these internal beliefs, these thought patterns, genuinely seem to dictate your financial reality. And, really importantly, what specific actionable shifts you can actually make to change that reality.
It's about practical steps.
Yeah, you'll get insights into real mindset changes. Changes rooted not just in sheer willpower.
Right, not just thinking positive.
But in understanding the sort of psychological mechanics behind it all. As I was reading through this stuff, one question kept popping up for me. Why is it that some people, maybe they lose everything, a business fails, whatever.
Yeah, major setbacks.
They manage to rebuild, sometimes even come back stronger. But then others, facing pretty similar situations, they just crumble.
That's a key point.
And the material we looked at points squarely at mindset as the differentiator. It suggests it's less about the literal number in your account and much more about the, let's say, balance within your own mental framework.
Right. And the wealthy, or at least how our sources define them, they aren't just obsessed with piling up cash.
No, it's different.
Their focus is more on creating value, on disciplined execution, this relentless pursuit of opportunity. It's just a fundamentally different way of thinking, a different cognitive architecture.
So how does that connect to, say, behavioral economics? Does that field shed light on this?
Oh, absolutely. It connects very clearly. What you focus your mental energy on, well, it tends to manifest, or at least you perceive it more. The sources make a strong case here. Like if you wake up every single day thinking, oh, I'm constantly struggling, or there's never enough money.
Yeah, that negative loop.
You're essentially engaging in confirmation bias. Your brain starts selectively noticing all the evidence that confirms those beliefs.
So you see more lack.
Exactly. It's not magic. It's about where you direct your attention. You're reinforcing the neural pathways that align with that scarcity narrative. And that really just underscores the power of our internal story, doesn't it? How it filters our whole perception of reality, of what's possible.
Okay, so if that filter is set to scarcity,
Yeah.
how do you intentionally redirect it? How do you flip the switch?
Well, the sources offer a pretty clear path, actually. And it starts with deliberate cognitive reframing.
Reframing.
Yeah, it's about changing your self-talk. But not just superficially, like putting a sticker on it. Fundamentally.
Can you give an example?
Sure. So instead of saying, I'm broke,
Right.
which is a very definitive, final-sounding statement,
Right.
you actively reframe it. Maybe something like, I'm currently in the process of mastering my financial resources. It sounds different, feels different.
Okay, I see. Or instead of, I can't afford that,
Exactly. Instead of that dead end, you ask a question, okay, how can I create the income or the value to afford that?
Ah, so it shifts the brain into problem-solving mode?
Precisely.
Yeah.
It's a subtle shift in, well, neurolinguistic programming, essentially.
Huh?
But it systematically trains your brain to look for solutions for opportunities instead of just bumping up against limitations.
That makes sense.
And this ties into another really crucial insight from the material, this idea of the scarcity mindset.
Hmm.
Persistent financial hardship often walks hand in hand with this. And it's not just about not having enough money right now.
It's a behavior pattern.
Yes, it's a whole behavioral pattern. You might say, hoard money obsessively. You might be terrified of spending, even on strategic things that could lead to growth.
Like refusing to pay for a course that could genuinely boost your skills and income?
Exactly that kind of thing. You're operating out of fear.
Yeah.
And the contrast the sources draw is with what they call an abundance mindset.
Okay, the opposite.
Right. People operating from that perspective, they're characterized more by a willingness to invest in themselves, take calculated risks.
Calculated risks, that's important, not just reckless gambling.
Definitely calculated. Like maybe allocating a sensible portion of savings to a promising, maybe volatile venture because they trust their ability to adapt to generate new income if needed.
So it's a fundamentally different way of seeing resources and opportunities, rooted in different core beliefs about how the economy, or maybe just how life, works.
It seems to be.
You know what really brought this home for me, reading through it all? There was this fantastic metaphor. Fitness.
Ah, yes, the fitness analogy. It's powerful.
Right. If you want to be physically strong, you get it. You don't just sit there wishing for muscles.
No, you hit the gym.
You commit to training, probably pretty rigorous training. You endure discomfort, maybe pain even, and you stay incredibly consistent day in, day out.
Discipline.
And building financial strength, as these sources present it, it's exactly the same. It demands that same kind of discipline, that mental toughness, that willingness to push through the discomfort, push past what you think your limits are.
Yeah, and carrying that analogy even further, one of the sources uses this really striking image, describing the intensity required. It talks about approaching your financial battlefield almost like a warrior.
Okay, a warrior. That sounds intense.
It does, but the philosophy as it's presented isn't really about aggression. It's about the unwavering discipline,
Right.
the unyielding resolve of that warrior figure, applying that same relentless focus, that meticulous strategy to mastering your financial situation.
So taking full ownership, no excuses.
Exactly. Taking unwavering responsibility, leaving no room for excuses, no room for self-pity, just focused action.
Okay, so wrapping this up a bit.
Yeah.
What does this all mean for you listening right now? If your goal is genuinely to move beyond feeling stuck financially, beyond stagnation, the first, maybe the most critical step that comes out of this deep dive is you have to actively challenge, maybe even dismantle the mental prisons you might have built for yourself, perhaps without even realizing it.
Yeah, those limiting beliefs.
Break free from them, because the collective wisdom here from all these different angles, it really tells us that the moment your mindset truly shifts,
That internal change.
your financial reality, your wallet, it will start to follow. You have to remember, wealth isn't just a number in an account. It's fundamentally a state of mind.
Absolutely. A state of mind built on conscious belief and disciplined action.
So this deep dive really underscored that, didn't it? The immense power of internal programming over just external circumstances.
It really did.
Yeah.
We've kind of traced that journey from scarcity thinking, hoarding, fearing spending on growth, avoiding risks,
Yeah.
all the way to an abundance mindset, which involves that strategic willingness to invest in yourself, embrace those calculated risks, and think long-term.
And the importance of disciplined self-talk, seeing challenges not as roadblocks, but as maybe puzzles to solve.
Yes, viewing challenges as opportunities for solutions is a huge part of it, cannot be overstated.
And that fitness metaphor really sticks.
It does. The journey to financial strength, mirroring physical strength, demanding discipline, mental toughness, pushing through discomfort.
So the moment the mindset shifts, the wallet follows.
But it's an ongoing thing, right? It's not a one-and-done fix.
No, definitely not.
It requires you to, stay relentless, stay hungry, keep building, keep reinforcing those new patterns.
So the final thought for you, the listener, building on all this, what limiting belief are you going to challenge first? What's the one thought you can start working on today to kickstart your own journey toward abundance?